Good evening, Free Enterprise. Welcome to another exciting matchup for Highway to the Zemus Zone 4. I am Bad Karma. I'm joined in the booth tonight by Smapety. We've got Neobari doing the restream and NG Dave doing the tracking for us. And we've got Soleras, the 7th seed, versus Nightdew, the 25th seed. Smapety, how you doing tonight?
I am doing fantastic. Very, very excited to watch this match tonight. We're in the round of 16 here. Things are really getting extremely intense. Do not let that discrepancy in the seeds fool you. Soleras is definitely one of the strongest competitors in this tournament, but Nightdew has made a name for himself as something of a spoiler. He has given some trouble to some very, very big names, not only in this tournament, but in previous tournaments as well. So this looks like it's going to be a very, very close one. Edge as a start, as a runner, you really like to see that.
Absolutely. You find some early looting, you just get a long sword, maybe one of those ninja swords, maybe out of Castle Eblan, and Edge can clean up the entire overworld for you. He's also a ready-made grind where he can just steal sirens. Fantastic start, but the one downside with being Sea Hero for this entire event, Edge is our anchor. You get him 2 leveled up, and you may have a few tough fight locations to get that agility manipulation.
Yeah, when you have Edge as your anchor, one thing you're definitely looking for is that curse ring. Having Edge, setting the tone for everything can lead to some really, really scary moments, especially if we have a forced hook route, something like that, and there's a nasty boss there. Having Edge setting the pace can be a little bit of a problem. And of course, Speedy Zeromuses are never fun.
Yeah, Speedy Zeromus not fun. Speedy hook routes not fun. Speedy anything not fun. But our runners will have to see if they can figure out how they want to tackle this. And look at these objectives, though. We do have an interesting set. We may not even see that hook route.
Yeah, very interesting. One of the first times I've seen the Magma Key quest actually pop up in this flag set, which is very interesting. If we've got a hook route, well, then it's just another objective to find. But if that is actually our access to the undergrounds, then that's a guaranteed objective. And things, yeah, as you said, might be looking a little jetty. Of course, that Conquer the Vanilla Crystal Sword altar can always be a pain. Those moon bosses are very tough. So that might be a limiting factor as well, but it'll be very, very interesting to see how this unfolds as our runners make their first key item checks.
Yeah, so who are you hoping to see as a runner and as a commentator? Who's that second character you want to see pop up?
As neither that. I do like that. I do like that pan though. That just really incentivizes getting underground as quickly as possible because all those key item checks. Tella always is going to be one of those wild card characters that you get thrown here because a lot of things open up here. You've got your 2 main characters here that provide grind options already in your party. You've got Tella. If you get an early darkness crystal, you've got access to those giant options. And, if that's not the case, Edge can always just steal sirens. So the world of grinding is open to our runners now.
I don't think our runners are sitting here thinking, how am I gonna grind this seed?
Yeah.
I believe it is definitely a who else am I gonna find here? As both runners looking to do Baron?
Yeah, I think this is kind of the Baron. The early Baron check is one of those checks that kind of goes in and out of favor with the phases of the moon, and there's a really good find there in that early Palom. But yeah, when you've got, Tella doesn't exactly provide a lot of power for your team. So getting to know what that character is there in the inn, always a big benefit. Palom's a good character to find there.
Yeah, and with that middle sword, that is a small power boost for this Edge with a free fight right here, King Queen Evelyn spot. Soleras can be doing a little bit more looting, finding a couple things, nothing really major, as Nightdew is taking on the first boss fight.
Yeah, I love this play so much. It's a play I always am tempted to do when I have an early Edge, and it almost never works out for me. So I'm really hoping Nightdew gets some benefit here. Oh, Asura is not what you want to see, though.
But Edge is fast enough. This is life lockable.
Yeah, let's see how Nightdew approaches not going to take the reset. And we'll see if Soleras has also had the same idea. See if he wants to take on the Asura or not.
Yeah, Nightdew realizing that's going to be a really slow spot. Maybe knows that mute knives are pretty plentiful in the overworld in some of these early chests and these shops. So maybe wanting to wait until he can find one of those before tackling Asura.
Yeah, especially we mentioned Palom is a really great character to get early because that is a lot of potential early power. But you already got Edge. Edge not only fantastic single target damage, but on these early fights can really provide AOE damage as well with that ninjutsu. So yeah, as much as our runners are going to want to get Palom, not strictly necessary to put themselves through that much torture for it.
Oh, Zeus gauntlets for Nightdew in the Watery Pass and a Silk Web.
Wow. Yeah, I was going to mention earlier that J items like that Silk Web are so nice with Edge because if you know the specific fights to find them, you can grab them, but not even needing to do that now. The Stardust Rod as well, and a Palom to use it. Holy cow.
And a Dragon Turtle in Antlion for Soleras. I think Niabari has some plans tonight.
No kidding. I still can't get over how loaded that Watery Pass was. I have never seen so much good loot in Watery Pass before. That is incredible.
Now, the thing, too, to note, Soleras skipped that. So Soleras just decided to loot some of Antlion instead. So it doesn't have some of the tools that Nightdew now has, as Nightdew is going to gear up and head up to Hobbs while we have our first key item check for Soleras.
And there is a Sand Ruby for Soleras. I've got to imagine a trip to Kaipo is going to be in the cards here relatively soon. Sid with some form of leg here on Mount Hobbs. It is full leg.
Any other hero, I would be happy to see Sid here. But we've got Edge. And
yeah. Sid is great early on. He can really carry the early game just because he starts at such a high level, but I mean, so can Edge, so.
Well, we also found an Ogre Axe. Both runners found that Ogre Axe in Baron Inn, so Sid is ready to just get the chopping done. Thunderclaw for sale here in Kaipo, though.
Yeah, that's really nice. That's a good offhand for Edge in the fights where that's particularly gets the particular effect for this for. Oh, another Sid in Kaipo, so Soleras gets a Sid without even having to do the fight.
And an Elven Bow for that Sid for Nightdew. That's going to be good for the Asura fight later on.
Yeah, good for that Asura fight. Good for getting Sid back row glitched as well. Just a really good pickup there in general.
And Nightdew's going to be taking on this Kanatsu. We'll see where Soleras goes. He can skip that that leg fight up on Hobbs because he's already got the character.
Yeah, I got to imagine he's going to at least check it, but yeah, probably reset immediately out of it and save a little bit of time there.
Yeah, and Microcorgs in chat saying we don't need to loot them. You know, some people just get Zeus gauntlets. I've never had that happen though. So now we've got to see Soleras is going to go do Hobbs check. We've got Nightdew doing some more looting. Not quite happy with the current gear set, even with finding that Stardust and that set of Zeus gauntlets. So doing a little bit more looting here. Wants to make sure that his team is very well equipped. As Soleras, we'll see if he decides to take this fight or not.
Yeah, Zeus gauntlets will take you far, but the big limiting factor in Edge's gameplay is getting some decent katanas on him. He's got everything else in his that he starts with is incredible. It comes with one with black robes, headbands, really, really great for melee characters. The Zeus gauntlet fills out that silver ring that he starts with. The only thing you got left to upgrade are those weapons. If you can't find them, though, Edge is going to, he will really deteriorate going into the end game and become just a utility character. So I don't blame him trying to look for some steel for him.
Yeah, we've seen a number of runners just pulling, long swords out of some of these chests. I've seen a ninja blade pulled as well. So definitely the potential for some decent Edge gear if you want to go hunting for it. As we've got officer fight here over that's 2 free fights off the table already.
Yep, Edge just going to throw a couple Mudras out there and summon the flame, and they are down.
He did already show Rubicant how, so. Hello, though. There is a wyvern in the waterfall, only casting Ice 2.
That's
And there's our hook.
okay. So we got an indication of a jet seed and an indication of not a jet seed at the same time there. Still could be a magma key out there, but it's looking more likely that it's a hook route. So plenty of checks to make though. Wyvern, however, that is an objective right out of the way here, and with like you said, only Ice 2 should be easy to deal with.
Unfortunately, though, a very fast spot. So Nightdew taking the reset. Knows where Wyvern is, though. Gonna return to it a little bit later. Soleras, meanwhile, knows that Asura is waiting for him. Has the Elven Bow, has mute arrows. Oh, doesn't have the Elven Bow. Nightdew does.
Right. Yeah, but those mute daggers are going to help out a lot as well. Effective damage in this game is very, very powerful. So runners knowing to take advantage of it when they can there.
Yeah, and we have a Dwarf Axe over on Nightdew's side. That's a nice agility manipulation for the wrong character.
Yeah, agility manipulation for the wrong character and back row glitch for the character we don't have. So Soleras going straight to Mount Ordeals.
Wanting to make sure that having that hook, you're gonna want to do this anyway before diving any hook route. You want Tella as powerful as possible. Nightdew, meanwhile, playing Dude, Where's My Airship?
A game I'm very familiar with.
As we all are. Usually for me, it's Dude, Where's My Hovercraft?
Yeah, that's the mini game within the main where's my airship game. That's where if you hold A and press B 55 times, you get to play Where's My Hovercraft.
Oh, that's such a great game too. First boss, though, here on Ordeals, we'll see. Soleras has got a really, both of our runners have a really strong party for Ordeals between Sid and Edge. I don't think there's really too many fights that are going to give them very many issues. That Thunderclaw about to do some work.
Yeah, most certainly. Thunderclaw is very popular in the community just because of the ratio of bosses in this game that are weak to that thunder element. Makes it very, very useful. There's just a huge number of them, especially compared to the other elements that are available. So a really good way to supplement your offense when you run into those bosses.
Yep, and Nightdew following right behind Soleras' footsteps, now doing these the softer fight. Didn't do the flame, so it's going to be a little bit shorter. It looks like he might be wanting to get some more XP. Nope, never mind.
Baigan is a little bit of a nasty fight. Never fun to run into wherever you get him. In the back spot here, doesn't seem to be doing too much damage, so should be able to get through here. Might be a little bit of a long fight though.
Yeah, with the Zeus gauntlets on Edge and the Dragoon gauntlets on Sid, I don't think either of those two will be taking too much from a punch.
And it looks like Soleras is opting to just kill one of the hands, keep the other one alive. So they don't go through the recover script, and he just has to deal with one physical attack each turn. Pretty good strategy there.
Yeah, very solid. And also is going to save the frames of refreshing the arms or whatever that box that pops up is. So not having to see that, and so this will be really good time saver for Soleras not having to deal with that. Beowulf in chat, you are correct. Soleras did not get the Zeus gauntlets that Nightdew did.
And Nightdew might be going on a little bit of a shopping spree here, heading over to Silvera.
Probably looking for long blades, I would think. That would be something that would be on my shopping list, or mute knives.
Yes, that is mute knives for both of our runners here. So they are very, very well prepared for that Asura fight when they decide to go back to Baron Inn. Soleras is through Baigan, no save whatsoever, going to go immediately into the Clulia Shrine, has full edge here.
Yeah, actually, I think Soleras has mute arrows, not mute knives.
Okay. Well, you can use mute arrows as mute knives, like you just hold them and stab them, and don't try that, please.
Yeah.
That's a Soma drop. Tella's going to like that.
And another free fight.
So this is nice for a quick start, but not so nice knowing that we do have to do that Crystal Sword altar, and we are running out of easy fights to be taken on there.
And we do have a couple of root fights as well knocked off. We have Baigan out of the pool, Kanatsu's out of the pool. We know where Wyvern is. So,
Oh
Edge
dear.
gets...
Oh no, that was actually quite smart because then it gets
Yeah.
the size counter and goes back up to regular size. Good play there by Soleras.
Sid doing a dance over on Nightdew side.
Very excited to be part of the team.
And let's see how quickly the Asura is dispatched with double meat knives. Is still waiting for the life. Nightdew not taking any chances though.
Yeah, don't blame him whatsoever. Asura is not a fight you want to take risks on because in one mistake and she'll go right back up to full HP and just waste so much time. So,
yep, going for life locks and almost got her.
Wow, that is a spicy meatball.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only power that Soleras got was that Soba Drap, and Nightdew got a Gungnir. So, unless Demus is vanilla.
Yep, it's beginning to look a lot like a hook seed.
Is a nice start if we don't find a Dragoon who can wield it.
Yeah, definitely. That is very dartable. Edge known for being Eblan Javelin champion back in high school when he did track and field.
I'd like to think that Edge did probably a little bit more than just track and field with, some of the skills that he's shown. Could throw a mean fastball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You gotta imagine that, like, when you have an entire kingdom of ninja, that your sports teams are just very solid all around.
Yeah, but I don't think they would probably stack up well against like the Baron basketball team. I mean, look, you got people like Sid, Cecil, Kane who could jump.
Yeah, they do have, as the children are wont to say, mad ups. Soleras' turn on Asura now. Back to things that are actually happening.
How do we know that, like, 5 years before the events of Final Fantasy IV, there wasn't like an Eblan versus Baron basketball game?
Well, that was, Eblan pulled off the upset, and that's why Baron went to war with the rest of the world, just because of her pride. That's what started all of this.
Headcanon now. I can't unsee it.
We got our Final Fantasy IV sequel. Where's our prequel?
Oh, that would be great. So Soleras, though, having to wait for a few more of these life coming around. Oh no, has wall up on Asura, so not worried about that. So just gonna Zerk up Edge and let him go.
Yeah, going for the more traditional strategies here. And Pound getting to put that Stardust Rod to use. Very, very good item early on. Multi-target, lots of damage. Very solid.
Gonna really help out on this Baigan fight that's coming up as well, because that's gonna be a good chunk of damage, keeping the arms down. So that's gonna really speed this up for him, I think. I'm sorry, Neobari, that was great.
We're getting a lot of sports-related world building here for Final Fantasy IV. I'm here for it.
Meanwhile, though, we do have Soleras is getting the news that has to check that waterfall and Mist Cave for a Demus.
Or is going to have to go into Tower of Zot and check there for a Demus. But I don't think anybody's going to do that.
It's not like we've seen that in this event, have we, Shmi?
No. Why would that ever happen?
And if you don't know what we're referring to, please go back and watch some of the VODs that have been available for this event. We've had some fantastic races. You may or may not see something that we just described.
Well, we got a bunch of dragons in the caves today.
Yeah, the early fights both just would those be like twinning dragons? Like,
Oh, did somebody say twinning? Hang on, I gotta put the music on.
Yes.
Okay, so Nightdew going into the Clear Shrine. Shouldn't have too much of a problem here with these Baron Guards. Can put those Mute Daggers to good use here because these actually have the Mage tag.
Yeah, we needed to find some way to make them a little bit, make sense that they're going to be casting these spells as counters, even though they are wielding a sword and shield.
They're fighter mages. They're multi-class.
I'll allow it. Need board levels, though.
Soleras going in to get the Wyvern fight here. I believe this is going to be his first time actually discovering this fight, so we'll see if he can handle it.
Yeah, again, the agility in this spot, very deceptive because of the mechanics of the Octomammoth fight. A lot of HP, too. Oh, Sid's out of arrows.
Give him that 1-2.
Does that mean that Baron has a boxing team?
Most likely. They lose every year to the football boxing team, though.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And the nukes are going to come out. That is going to kill a character per turn here.
Yeah, and with the speed and having your fastest character go down, you're definitely going to want to save this for a little bit later.
Yeah, probably put this off. It's not as though it's going to give you anything. It's just an objective that you are going to need to do eventually. So there's no harm in just putting it off until you're far better equipped to handle it. Taking it on right now really isn't going to get you anywhere.
But Soleras going right back in, doing a couple swaps around, putting the Ogre Axe on Sid. And Nightdew is also going to take another crack at this Wyvern. Does have the Kid with a few more spells, whereas Soleras has Palom at base level.
Yeah, very interesting here. Both runners wanting to make sure they've got this done before they move on. Put it out of their minds. Don't have to worry about forgetting where Wyvern was.
Yeah, and we're seeing the difference here of Nightdew shopping versus Soleras just progressing through the seed. Because Nightdew has those Mute Daggers, has the Zeus Gauntlet, so his edge is doing at least 200 damage more than Soleras.
Yeah, and, Soleras had earned a bit of a lead time-wise on Nightdew for not doing as much shopping or looting, but that's kind of evaporated at this point, and Nightdew officially has taken the lead here.
And rewarded with a Grimoire. That's a nice pickup. Oh, can't exit out of this area.
Yeah, I love having a Grimoire in standby, just in case you run into a really nasty fight. If worse comes to worse, you can just try to scum a Bahamut or a Leviathan to really, really help against a nasty encounter.
But yeah, despite a couple of divergent pathing here in terms of looting and shopping or whatever, our runners are neck and neck right now going into this hook route, although Nightdew will probably do a quick check on the Mist Cave.
Yeah, most likely. Soleras has done the check, even did the fight too. But not Nightdew. Soleras is going to be heading into Eblan Cave here.
Gonna want to figure out who this other character is, who is in the hook route. Try to make the plan, see, am I going to back out, go to Eblan Castle, or do I just plow forward? So we really answer a lot of questions on how you want to route this hook route. Nightdew skipping the Bahamut fight, doesn't want to worry about it, just saving the frames and going.
And a little bit of inventory fantasy for Soleras. Getting some cash here. And taking advantage of those Drain Spears. Yeah, a very, very nice dartable item here for Edge. Nightdew making a play into Eblan Castle here.
This could pay off really big. We've seen this type of divergence pay off for runners in a number of previous matches. The loot here has a chance for tier 8 gear. It doesn't necessarily help our immediate party, but also has a really good chance for tier 6, tier 7, which does help our party. You find even one of the, Murasame or Masamune, that's going to be a huge pickup for Edge. Oh.
Oh. So that exists.
Chat already wanting Magma Key behind Demus.
That'd be pretty hysterical, honestly.
I'm all for it.
Ooh, wow, going through there, was that yeah, it was a full moon. Okay, very, very nice. Not one of the weapons you really want to get on Edge for the end game, but fantastic for getting him the back row glitch. And does decent enough damage. It also has that anti-flying property on it, so run into any flying fights, Edge can do some serious damage as well.
And got a cash claw, so gonna be able to afford some. Oh, and the curse ring.
Ooh, this is already paying off here for Nightdew. Lightsaber as well. If Cecil shows up, that's not a terrible weapon for him.
Also, there's a second lightsaber in Eblan Cave that Soleras found. So, third.
There's no Cecil. There's no Cecil in the seed. There cannot be a Cecil in the seed.
No, I am sitting here thinking of how many Drain Spears Nightdew is going to purchase.
Yeah, that's very true. Lightsaber will get you a lot of gil, and that can be converted into a lot of throwable Drain Spears.
It makes that Demus fight so much faster with the more Drain Spears that you have.
Yeah, one of the huge disadvantages of the Demus fight is your typical Berserker melee character strats just aren't as viable because you're going to be hitting that counter every time and it wastes so much time. But yeah, Dart is definitely a solution to that. It looks like Soleras might be heading into Eblan Castle here as well.
And this is actually going to benefit Soleras because he did. Oh, there's the Masamune.
Wow. Yeah, big payoff here for our runners. Yeah, you were talking about how this just is such a huge potential to benefit Edge, and that is exactly what just happened there.
Yeah, so this is going to be big for Soleras, and the reason I say that is because if he does the full loot here and finds all these lightsabers, he's going to have 3 total to sell for more Drain Spears. Whereas Nightdew, if Nightdew is going to stop and get some, he's only going to have 2. So granted, it's not a huge difference, but it's still a difference.
Another big find is a second Silk Web. As somebody who always flubs their first Silk Web on Zeromus, I always like to have 2.
Absolutely. I can't count how many times I've went too early or too late even sometimes with a Silk Web where it's like he shakes and then the Silk Web comes out. It's like, how did that happen?
Well, this is unfortunate timing.
So we've got dueling trap fights here. Soleras, I believe, is about to get his Masamune. He went to the center tower first.
You are indeed correct. And yeah, this is bringing a lot of item parity to our runners, actually, because Soleras is going to pick up a Silk Web. They'll both have Masamune's. Nightdew's still going to have the edge with the Stardust Rod and the Zeus Gauntlet, but a lot of that advantage that Nightdew had, equipment-wise, is going to diminish a little bit in the face of that Masamune.
So an interesting thing, looking at this party, we could do D-Machines, yes, but we have a lot of giant killing gear with those Zeus gauntlets. Edge doesn't take any damage from those giants. Sid with an Ogre Axe, Edge with a Thunderclaw.
Yeah, you're right. Max Giant Grind, always an option here. Like I said, our runners are not hurting for grind options at this point, which is really nice. Is that you don't have to worry about where am I going to get my experience from.
Oh,
Trap Chest 3 was 10 Artemis arrows, I believe.
Oh, Soleras, no. Go back in. Yeah, okay. Whew.
Just taking a chance to save his game. Don't blame him. These fights can be a little nasty, and you definitely don't want to take a wipe without a recent save.
Yeah, I definitely want to see him full loot because I believe that curse ring is over in the left tower. Yeah, and we're seeing a Nightdew selling the farm here. Oh, he sold the curse ring as well. Very interesting.
Yeah, I guess he's just thinking, well, Edge is the anchor, and I'm not going to be able to do anything about that, so let's just go.
Oh, he used a lot of his money for a ninja hat.
Yeah, really, really good piece of gear. Probably one of your best in slot items for melee characters. But yeah, it doesn't look like is interested in the dart game as Soleras was.
So he doesn't know that he's getting a dupe character here in a second, and that is Demus. I would not be surprised to see him route that back.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when he gets this information here.
Soleras is continuing to work through Eblan Castle, though, finding the same goodies that Nightdew did, realizing, hey, I'm going to have a lot of money.
Indeed. And here is the reveal for Nightdew. Also, while our runners are kind of covering each other's tracks here, huge shout out to our behind the scenes crew here today. Engie Dave doing the tracking tonight, while Niobari is handling the restream. Both doing a fantastic job. Cannot have this show without them. So definitely show your love and give them a follow there.
He didn't do the left tower.
Ooh, yeah, missing out on the cursed ring and the full moon, so won't be able to back row his edge just yet. And yeah, won't have at that agility manipulation option. But then again, neither does Nightdew because he sold it. So parity.
And he looks like he's going to be selling the farm, going to be trying to get a ninja hat as well.
Yeah, don't blame him. Very, very good piece of kit.
2 ninja hats. Ooh, look who's riding fancy there. And I believe with those 7 drain spears, that brings Soleras to a total of 10 or 11.
I think that's a sensible and reasonable number of drain spears.
Yeah, and Nightdew didn't backtrack. Nightdew didn't go looking at the Saleman chest or, looking to buy any of those drain spears, even knowing that it's a Demus. So is going right in, found the Mad Ogre chest really quickly.
Yep, going to take care of this relatively fast here. Sid's putting out great damage, Edge putting out even greater damage to get through this fight. No need to do any kind of like mini shenanigans with Tele here when you've got this much damage going out.
Yeah, Mute Knife, these ogres are mad, but they are also mages, so doing some work. Mute Arrows from Sid and that Elven Bow also doing work, and we are done with this fight.
And the big reveal at the bottom of the chest was...
Oh!
There is no Cecil in this seed. I cannot stress enough how there is not a Cecil in this seed. Cannot be.
Wow, that is that's a huge pickup. Again, no Cecil, that's a ton of money. You do find Cecil, that's a beaten stick.
That could be Soleras heading back to Eblan Cave to sell it off for more drain spears.
Meanwhile, though, he is going to continue on. Says, I think I can take on this Demus. Not going to be worried about it. So, going to save. And we will see who is in our king and queen spot as Soleras does have to work through this fight a little bit more. Doesn't have the mute knives. Does have mute arrows. But is going to have to do some stop strategies to keep these mad ogres from punching.
Yeah, right you are. I'm getting a little excited because there are some nasty bosses that we have not seen yet. Evil Wall, anybody?
Ooh, Antlion? Ooh, Antlion's a fun one here.
Yeah, any of those simple punchy bosses can be extremely painful here. Evil Wall's especially nasty with Edge as your anchor because that is not a lot of turns you're going to get. Just Dark Elf, not terribly frightening.
Nope. Second form has no boss bit, so can just weak him. Soleras? Soleras must have taken a wipe there?
Yeah, I looked away for the briefest of seconds, and yeah, it looks like it was a reset. That's really unfortunate. It's going to cost him a little bit of time.
So he reset out. That means he's also going to miss the Crystal Sword if a Cecil does appear. Oh man, this Dark Elf is moving fast.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. Just that's one of the pain points of having Edge as your anchor here with being the hero is things can get unreasonably speedy on you.
This Demus is going to be fast. I would probably be burning a Silk Web, and I think Nightdew has 2 of them. Soleras only has 1 though.
Yeah, you almost have to get like almost any reasonable amount of turns in on Demus while you can. It's going to be a slog, that's for sure. Oh, that is a nasty dark breath there.
Oh yeah, that is. Oh man. Nightdew taking a reset. Probably going to readjust some battle speed here.
Oh, and look at this sync up from our runners here going into the fight.
Yeah, with all the various pathing, all the various looting, you know, all that. And here we are 33 minutes in, and our runners have synced up. Same party, different loot sets, different levels.
Yeah, this is great. This is exactly the kind of race you hope to see this deep into the tournament. This is super exciting right here.
Yeah, Blue Cat Loach, I actually will agree with you. As we're seeing, there's the first dart.
Reusing a little bit of material here, but do you know what Dark Elf shouted out when he lost his bus fare?
Me change.
Exactly.
Which fake holiday do you think is Dark Elf's favorite?
I don't know which one.
National Pirate Day.
Soleras is through the fight and is going to be in on Demus. Let's see if he takes a safety save or not.
I think you do. I think you definitely want to have that. Oh no!
Well, you're not thinking
off.
like Soleras. Yeah, it's not that this fight is going to be particularly difficult. I don't think it's just going to be a slog. Big damage from those drain spears.
Yeah, big drain spear damage there, but big punchy hits too. Needs to get that Tela up to get some blinks up.
And Nightdew coming down to the wire here against the Dark Dragon form. Come on. Gonna throw a Gugnir. Is it enough?
Got it.
Yes! Great job from Nightdew to clutch that out.
Very well done. We'll see if he decides to take the safety save or not. Rearrange definitely wants that Tela in the back row. Not safety saving, going right in.
Wow, yeah, must feel a little bit behind here. Might also be thinking the same thing, that this isn't necessarily difficult as it is a pain in the butt. So yeah, not going to take that. I love this. This isn't even an elimination match right now. This is just the first match of the first game of the match. But both runners really want to come out strong. They really want to set the tone here early. I really, really love this.
Yeah, and with the caliber of these two runners, both of these runners really familiar with each other. Probably expecting this series to go, 3. So wanting to get that early advantage. And we're going to be seeing this here in this Demus fight, where Nightdew is going to be, timing hits on Demus, where Soleras is just slinging drain spears, and the drain spears are doing double the of what Nightdew's edge is doing.
Timing hits? Does he know about timed hits?
I hope so. Toad will be really upset if he doesn't.
Hey, watch out! He knows about timed hits.
He does. Hasn't gotten a miss yet. Did dart a light sword, so did keep one around for a reason. Thought in case we find a Cecil, but also has a crystal sword, so dart the light sword.
Yeah, we talked about how light sword a really good find if Cecil shows up, but man, that all went out the window when the crystal. But Soleras doesn't have the crystal sword though. I think he skipped the Mad Ogre chest eventually.
Yeah, he did not take round 2 on that. So, and also, Soleras is Palom is not as high level as Nightdew, so and with the Stardust Route, so that virus is going to help speed things up.
Yes, this is really interesting. We've got very different strategies here. Going with the dart strats on Soleras' side. We have a much more powerful Palom over on Nightdew side, so that's kind of the bulk of the damage here. The fact that already we're seeing two different approaches and they're in the fight at the same time, that's just really fantastic.
And I haven't been counting damage because I should not count anything when I'm on stream, but it does feel like that these fights are probably going to end very closely together.
Yeah, I think Soleras has the slight advantage here. That's what my gut tells me, and that's what I use for free enterprise because my brain just fails me all the time. My gut says Soleras is going to get through here a little bit faster, but I think any time he gets is going to be ultimately negligible going into the underground. I think they're essentially dead even right now.
Yeah, this is such a close race. The differences are like major and minor at the same time. Because it really just comes down to how well can these runners route this seed with how close that they are.
Yeah, things are really going to open up when they get underground, because keep in mind, both of our runners have that pan. That is a ton of key items represented in that one item there. So depending on, how our freebies pan out, we could see very disparate routing by our runners here.
Yeah, but you just have to be careful, when doing those pan checks in case you get a couple of bumps.
Exactly. And Soleras is through at 38:45, our first runner into the underground here. So yeah, things get interesting.
So if you're a runner in this situation, you're through. Do you do Feymarch first? Do you do the pan checks first? What's your thought process?
I think go to the Feymarch, check the free chest, then head over Bonk Yang. Just get all your freebies done. Take a look at what cards you're dealt, and then try to come up with a route there.
There's evil wall.
And we fade the tower for as long as possible.
Absolutely. No one wants to fight a cheating evil wall at the top of the tower.
No, indeed.
Yeah, and we got to make sure we don't forget to check that Demus when we do go back to the overworld. Having done it in the hook route, you may kind of, dismiss it a little bit, but we've seen it forgotten, and it could lead to something really big.
Yeah, and that's a spot that's very, very easy to forget about because you're so excited that you just got underground. You got all of this to do on the underground now. That overworld check for Rydia's mom is probably the last thing on your mind. So runner's got to be. That's another lightsaber.
The seed is full of Jedi.
That's incredible. I really like that bold of Soleras there to check some chests here in the Sylph Cave, going through a lot of trap chests here, but taking the save just in case. I like that. That's pretty heads up play.
We've been seeing a number of runners do that actually, just because the high quality of loot here, and if you can check those couple checks really early, and reset out, they're just a trap chest, or that evens up the Palom power.
No kidding. So yeah, Soleras is basically just a Zeus gauntlet away from eliminating the advantage of that early watery pass check.
Yep, and making the dive into the Feymarch, it'll be really interesting to see if Soleras checks the bosses. I don't know if he typically tracks bosses or not, as Nightdew is through the Demus, but to know what's not going to show up on the moon.
Yeah, exactly. And what's not going to show up on the moon is a lot of easy bosses. They've already been taken care of. There's some
another curse string.
Wow, unbelievable. So Soleras just completely not getting punished for skipping out on some of the stuff earlier. That's incredible.
Earth Crystal 2, another big pickup if he feels like he needs to complement his loot or go hunting for 2 more characters. We've seen a couple duplicates already, so there's a good chance that those are not duplicate characters up there. When do you feel like you would route that in?
I might go check Sheila, check Rydia's mom here, and then, if I don't have anything else hugely compelling, I might go do that Earth Crystal. Maybe not in Soleras' position because he doesn't have that crystal sword. The crystal sword would definitely make Earth Crystal really attractive in case Cecil is sitting there. The treasury also attractive because we still haven't found. Well, no, we do have the Masamune for Edge, so I don't know. I might skip the treasury at this point. I'm not sure.
I think if I'm Nightdew, I skip the treasury. I think if I'm Solaris, though, I've been waiting for that Earth Crystal to finish off my looting.
Yeah, good point.
Rat tail, very nice.
That's more key items.
The chain continues.
Yep, remember we are still looking for that magma key. Even though we don't need it to go underground, that is still an objective on the board.
Magma key darkness is go mode.
Yep, you're absolutely right. I'm trying to remember how many key item locations. I want to say it's been 2 that have been bonked so far. So that's at least 2 key items are on the moon.
Yeah, that was Ordeals and Baron Inn were both bonk checks. So it's Solaris making a heads up play here just in case he gets the pigtail from Sheila. So just dropping the hovercraft off.
Yeah, double your tails, double your fun.
The double rat gum.
I regret suggesting that. I don't ever want to chew anything called rat gum.
And what does Sheila have? A ninja sword, nice. Twin harp, everyone loves some music. We've seen music be tons of value in this event. So we'll see if Solaris decides to route that in along with that Earth Crystal.
Yeah, now that there's such a density of checks up there in the Troya area, I think you do the Twin Harp into Earth Crystal. It just seems like a sensible check at this point. Good chance that you might run across like a Baron key and then you end up right there at Baron to do that.
Yeah, Nightdew is going to take a heal though, and that's another good point too. Solaris has the Sylph Cave and Feymarch damage. Could use the harp check to do a full heal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's always great if you want to or have to do a harp check if you can route it in after doing those damage tile floors, to take advantage of that cutscene skip. The tail into the tail. It's rare, but it automatically gets turned in for you.
And a holy sword.
Well, there's a good dart. It's actually a fan. If Cecil shows up, now that's Solaris' best weapon because he did miss out on that crystal sword. If Nightdew does it, that's just a big dart for him. Nightdew, though, we're seeing some major convergence. Nightdew is going into the Dwarf Castle boss checks.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, Solaris tried to do the harp check at the grotto by giving the mini person the twin harp. He didn't take it, so that's why he didn't do the right check.
Yeah, that might have been a cheeky way to fade harp, is just give the harp away to a different NPC. But no, he's gonna do it for real now.
So we've seen a couple of people in chat, wanting to this check to not happen. But why do most viewers like this check, Schmatey?
Because we get like 70 seconds of Into the Darkness, which we don't hear enough of in this run. It's not like we hear it every time we go into a cave. No, that's not why we like this check. We like this check because we randomize the music. There could be any number of video game or other pop culture musics that Edward plays instead of his silly harp song.
Yeah, DJ Spoonie B wants to play the strings for us. He's gonna be empowered to get out of that bed as Solaris is gonna be walking up. Nightdew, however, through the karate fight, we'll see which character is waiting for him.
Please be Cecil.
Dupe Palom.
Ah, that's not Cecil. And a quick perish over there on Solaris' side to get this the skip. And as Edward goes to save the party, we will shut up on comms and let you listen to whatever DJ Spoonie B's got in store today.
You might shut up. I want to see what Nightdew gets on his side first. And with the bomb down and the Zelda music that was probably requested by one Auska424 to be played, we will see what this check is.
Ooh, that's interesting because we know that there's that evil wall at the top of tower. Maybe not a check that Soleras is entirely excited to make right now.
Yeah, probably gonna be heading up the Tower Za and probably Dwarf Castle. Meanwhile, Nightdew did pull the Luca key from Dwarf Castle check, so could do a quick check there, but is gonna follow in Soleras' footsteps, doing Sheila 1, Sheila 2, and the Rat Tail. Soleras is making a play on the treasury. That is interesting, having picked up that ninja sword.
And you know what? You know what that means it's time for?
Oh, something good.
Treasury.
Relooting here from Soleras.
Wow, that is okay. So that makes up for a lot of looting that Nightdew did.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely. You know, we've got some back road edge. We've got a really good bow for Sid for as long as that's going to be relevant. Yeah, not bad. Like nothing game destroying there, but absolutely a nice treasury.
Couple of crystal rings, I believe I saw too.
Yes, those can be very, very good for some agility manipulation if necessary.
Yep, and we do have Soleras climbing the Tower Zot, wanting to get a 5th character, sees the key item check or key item count growing. We are up to 8 now. Nightdew is going to be having 9 here in a little bit, so that is that's going to be weighing on a runner's mind of when to start doing this grind.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where you've got a powerful enough party that you're not really feeling an overwhelming need to grind right now. You know, you've got a strong Palom, you've got Edge, who's been strong since the get-go. Tell is providing, you know, decent enough support. So unlike a lot of teams that, you know, this flag set can deal out to you, this isn't really one where I'm like hurting to like get in there and get experience. I'm pretty comfortable with how the team is looking right now.
Honestly, I'm going with a new rating on that treasury. I wasn't really thinking about it. That was agility out of 10.
Yeah, good point. Lots of speed there.
Look how fast this party is now. Sid rocking his bow, Tella with a ninja hat and a crystal ring.
Speaking of Tella, he might have a chance to shine here. A rare opportunity to shine. Well, we do also have that Thunderclaw, so maybe not.
Yeah, he's just gonna berserk Edge. Edge says, "Do your job. Get me going."
Tella says, "I can Thunder 3 it," and Edge is like, "Yeah, that's cute. Berserk me."
I mean, even Palom tried to say, you know, I can lightning to it, but
yeah, nope. It's cool. I got this.
I got this, fam. Nightdew with a dancing Palom. Dupatella.
That's Womp number 1. Who is going to be under the Scythe of Doom, the ball.
It was simpler times when the game first came out.
Can't have guillotines in our wholesome video.
Wow!
Oh, dupes aplenty.
Do we even have 5 unique characters in this seed?
Yes, but you've got to do the giant. Now we just gotta hope that yeah, we just gotta hope that there's a key item here, or else this was a huge waste of time.
I hope that wherever the package is our unique 5th character, and only that is the only spot for him.
If it's package, you check it. It's Cecil. Do you take it?
Oh, absolutely. If you're Nightdew, yes. I believe Soleras started the X-Cal.
That's true. Yeah. So, yeah, Nightdew. Yeah, you're right. Oh, music's playing. Shh.
Can't talk. Music's playing.
Okay, now we can talk.
Excellent. One thing to point out, we've been saying it this entire time of the advantage of those Zeus gauntlets. Nightdew was able to take out the Mom Bomb before the explosion.
See, a little bit of a time saved there by Nightdew, and well, it's not progress, but you don't hate to see a pass.
Yeah, it's not going to get you to that 10th key item, but still nice because our objectives are here on Earth. A couple of them are. Blue Cat Loach, that is why we have our wonderful tracker and in chat to make sure that we are staying honest.
So we've got the tower and we've got Luca, and somewhere in those 3 checks is what we need to move on here.
Yeah, and those 3 checks could still be bonks looking what we've got available to us. I mean, we could have one of them's going to probably be darkness, but everything else could still be up on the moon.
Yep, absolutely. We the only thing that could really lead to a further sort of rabbit hole, as it were, would be that Baron key.
And while we're getting a couple of repeat checks here, Indono in chat has made an interesting comment, Schmankd. Which one of us is telling the truth and which one of us is lying?
Oh, don't ask me to wrap my head around that. I'm not that clever. Like, I would love to play off that, but I am not clever enough to do that. And that's the truth, so I guess you're the lying one.
You could be lying and saying that you're not clever when really you are.
Yeah, but everybody in chat knows that's not the case.
All right.
Through the on fight, going to be going into the second fight here after they get their dupe.
Yeah, hoping for that 5th key character. I almost said 5th key character. I did say 5th key character.
You
hoping
did.
For that 5th
You
character.
almost and you did.
Hoping to get a full party. Seeing what he's got to deal with. Does he fade that evil wall?
If I'm in this position right now, like where our runners are going to be, where we're looking at Sealed Cave versus Evil Wall at the top of tower, I might be favoring Sealed Cave in this instance, just because it's, of course, you can scum yourself out of it if it ends up not being anything that you want. That's increasingly unlikely to be the case, but yeah, I think I'm looking Sealed Cave over tower at this point.
Yeah, we to answer in chat, Water Hag and Dark Imps are really the only free-ish fights that we have left in terms of like what we can knock out quickly. We have seen King Queen, we've seen both guards fights, So yeah, we are running out of things that we really would like to see on the moon, and we're definitely narrowing the list down to things we don't want to see on the moon.
All right, let me test your memory, Karma. What was the Baigan spot boss?
I'm gonna cheat because Angie Dave said it in chat. It was a blue robe.
Oh, okay, excellent. I mean, I thought it was a blue robe. I just wanted to make sure.
And Soleras is going for the double. Wants to knock out the tower. Not afraid of the evil wall, possibly, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not afraid of that boss fight, then by all means, tower is the play here. We're not looking for bosses anymore. We are just looking for key items.
And honestly, the calculus on that evil wall is definitely a lot different now, considering that treasury was the agility out of 10 treasury.
Yeah, so there's a lot of manipulation you can do at this point. Still, you know, I'm nervous about it with Edge as my anchor, just because that has the potential to be extremely fast. Soleras does have a silk web though, and while that's something you really want to hold on to for Zeromus, you know, if the agility numbers don't pan out like he hopes they are, that's always an option as well.
And that's a good point in chat too. He could be thinking, I'm just gonna steal sirens on the way out. If one of these two checks gives me my 10th key item, you know, start cracking eggs.
Yeah, definitely in a position where that, you know, once you get that 10 key item, egg grind is looking really, really attractive. All right, let's see how nasty this ends up being and if our fears were unfounded.
Oh, they were founded at the time that we had those fears. Less so now that we've progressed and become stronger.
Very true. Imagine that, getting stronger in a role-playing game.
I mean, that never happens, right? Not without hours upon minutes upon seconds.
Yeah, a lot of HP here, but we got some really good damage coming out from both Edge and Sid, and that's pre-Berserk. Here comes the Berserk, so we should be seeing somewhere in the 2,000 to 3,000 range here from Edge.
Yeah, and I know Nightdew has Quake. I'm not sure about Soleras. I think Soleras' Palom has Quake, but that's a Stardust-wielding Palom with Quake.
Yeah, very, very powerful character there.
Yep, here comes the Quakes, here comes the power, and I don't think Evil Wall will be grinning at us for very much longer. Nightdew making an interesting play, going for the cannon room first.
Yeah, usually there's you know, the school of thought is do the cannon room on the way out, because if you get everything you need from the boss at the top of tower, there's no need to do the cannon room. But I mean, this is a position where we're going to be making that check almost certainly anyway, so don't blame him for doing this first.
Yeah, I think you do both checks regardless. There's a legend sword from the top. I mean, so now we are 2 out of 3 key items from go mode.
Yes, we are. Wait, how crazy would it be if there was an adamant from the cannon room?
Ha! I want it to happen, and then I want the item to be scrap.
I haven't seen that happen yet this tournament, but it's a possibility. And a little high five from our runners here.
Trading bosses.
Answer question in chat. Wyvern was in the Waterfall Cave.
Yeah, Wyvern decided that, you know, with all the walling and all the nuking and, you know, all the adventures that he nuked along the way, needed to take a little shower.
Yeah. Anyway, here's Waterwall.
And with flood on.
Appropriate. Thank you, Edge. You master of comedic timing.
It's just great when things line up.
Let's see if Nightdew's approach is any radically different here from Soleras. Doesn't seem to be going to be doing a bit more damage with that Zeus Gauntlet there. You can already see the 1.8k without the Berserk. Ooh, that's not good.
Evil Wall, meanwhile, being a little bit more rude, saying no berserks for you.
Yeah, still definitely doable, and you can get Tell up if you really want that berserk, and Nightdew really wants that berserk.
Oh, we all want that berserk. Soleras is looking for sirens, though.
Yeah, don't blame him. We pointed out in chat, this is just a really smart call here. Go ahead and do it while you can. I wonder if he is interested in taking out his party to have to make it easier. Yes, looks like he is going to be doing that.
Yeah, really smart move. Let Edge be fast and steal. He has a Thunderclaw, so he's going to be able to knock this alert out with one shot. It is keeping Sid up for safety's sake, though, which also not a bad play.
Yeah, Edge can damage himself with unsuccessful sneaks. It's very low damage, so he's obviously not in much danger here. But, you know, if you do come in here at low HP and you start sneaking with Edge alone and you accidentally wipe yourself because you forget that he can damage yourself, that's something that can happen.
That's something that's, you know, I've never done.
Yeah, never have done that. Why? It's such an absurd series of events. Why would I even bring it up?
No, it's never happened to anybody that I can think of. Not anybody in this booth. Myself. Anyway, one thing I wanted to notice, you know, considering you and I are both, you know, fans of Final Fantasy XIV, is Soleras and Nightdew have not completed a row in their Wondrous Tales.
Oh gosh, Chloe's gonna be very, very upset with them if they don't get that taken care of.
Nightdew is gonna get the exact same Siren fight as well. Ooh, Ninja Jammies.
Yeah, not a terrible piece of kit for Edge. A lot of people kind of put it by the wayside because it doesn't have the strength that the Black Belt does on it, but has very good magic defense if you're worried about Edge surviving in the final fight.
And I've had Edge wipe enough times in the Zeromus fight that I tend to put those Ninja Jammies right on him, and I'm willing to take the 5-string difference.
Yeah, I feel you there. And this is going to be a pretty big reveal here for Soleras, seeing what comes from that tower key.
Enterprise swoops in, saves Sid. And oh, wow.
That is an objective.
And that is pretty much go mode because Luca Key is going to lead us to the Darkness Crystal, whether it's a continue of the chain or is going to give it to us outright.
Yeah, we know the path. It's either, it's right in there, or it's the Baron Key, which is going to lead to the Darkness Crystal. But then, go on the moon. Got 2 boss fights to go before Zeromus. And you've got the pass if you want to come back and do some maintenance, or you can just go straight from the bottom of the Lunar Subterrane into there. So yeah, this is getting very exciting.
Also, I'm going to point out, you know, to people who may or may not believe in the Legends of Vanilla, this was Vanilla Luca to possibly Vanilla Darkness.
You'll love to see that, especially if your name is Dathis.
Also, chat is also pointing out that the harp check is what led to that tower key, which led to magma. So if you had faded it,
wag of the finger to all of you harp faders.
And you know, just because, you know, some people may get upset if I point this out, if the adamant is at the crystal sword altar,
it's like I always say, you can't spell hater without fade the harp. Or wait, you can't spell fade the harp. There's a lot of letters in there's a lot of letters shared between Hater and Fake the Heart. Why am I allowed to talk? Getting to the bottom of the cave is Soleras. Go and check the
Please hold while the commentary booth is rebooted.
It's the darkness crystal. Go mode. Required music. Take that, haters.
So vanilla into vanilla. Soleras is in go mode.
Not a terribly frightening boss here with the D-Lunars, but they are very fast. We might have to look into doing some frog strats here, just because they're almost certainly gonna get to their breath attack.
Yeah, even with the flame, even with the quake, this is definitely gonna be Frogland. So we are seeing the walls come up. Nightdew is did not want to continue to battle the inventory boss, so is going to clear out some looting. Has run into it a couple of times on key item checks. Also wants some elixirs. Not a bad pickup.
Yeah, if you've got an unbelievable amount of money, why not just flex by getting some elixirs? We don't have a white mage, so those elixirs might be your white mage.
And haven't found a Cecil yet. Could have sold that crystal sword for a little bit more cash.
And very unlikely to get a Cecil at this point, unless he is waiting on the moon.
So that's something, me personally, and there's a reason I'm out of this event. I'm very not comfortable doing a 4-man Zeromus fight.
It's tricky, especially when you've got Edge being your anchor. You've got to be extremely careful. I had the fortune of when I joined the community, the new hotness was C5 with 5 distinct characters. So I learned very quickly to do Zeromus fights with nothing but a stack of lives and a stack of cure 3s. But it's not something that I like doing if I can avoid it.
Yeah, absolutely. As Soleras is through the D-Lunars, does have one frog, but was able to make short work of him, is going to be working his way out. Does this count as a high five right here? Like they're almost on the same map? Yeah.
I count it, yeah. It's a magical high five.
There, right there. High five. He was still in the same spot.
There we go. High five with the mage hand.
So, we have Cave Valley. We don't know who the boss is. We have the Crystal Sword Altar. We also don't know who the boss is. We don't even know if we're going to have 5 characters. Does Soleras crack some eggs before going to the moon?
At this point, with the amount of damage that Edge can put out, I'd almost be tempted to just do your grind on the moon with the gold dragons. Just go check who the boss is. If you don't feel comfortable, go down a couple floors, throw some sirens down and fight some gold dragons there. It's just always been my favorite grind fight as far as just time invested versus experience gained.
Also to note too, even though we don't have hourglasses, we have very speedy mages with those crystal rings on. Could probably get a couple of stops off.
Yeah, always a possibility. And you've got Tella, you can throw the weak out. But yeah, some people are going to get punched there without hourglasses, which can be not fun.
Question chat from Cubs Rule. I don't know what you're talking about. This is how I've always done commentary, with a microphone. Anyway, we are getting a reprisal of the D-Lunar. Soleras is going to be summoning the whale.
For a mere investment of $42 in the Mog Station, Soleras will have his very own Lunar Whale. and be heading to the moon to hopefully finish this seed off.
I feel like the Messinian Elder is lying to Soleras because he's saying, this is the only lunar whale we got. Nightdew's just gonna come right behind him and get a second one.
There was one hidden under the other one the whole time. They just couldn't see it. It's just a big stack of lunar whales at the bottom of the ocean.
They just churn out one after another, make it look like they're exclusive. Is there a number on the bottom?
Yeah, they have serial numbers.
Certificate of authenticity.
Yeah. Soleras will get a little bit more resale value from his lunar whale on eBay because he's got a lower number. I don't know how that works. To the moon we go.
Only an hour and 14 in, not a bad moon time considering how much of the overworld we had to do.
Yeah, that was outside of Wyvern Castle. That was a full complete of the blue planet there, and done in like I said, hour 14, very, very quick.
Here we go. Do we have 5 characters? We do.
We do. ... Sort of.
We have a white mage.
Ish.
We haven't found Asura.
We have not. We do not have 2/3 of a white mage yet.
2/3 of the time, every time. And Soleras is going right back to Earth. Gonna crack some eggs and maybe do some shopping.
Yeah, we have not seen a lot of item shop checks. There is almost certainly a shop with Cure 3s in it somewhere on this overworld, which might have been an early hint that a white mage was not going to be happening.
And I believe Soleras found that Cure 3 shop.
Okay, excellent. That is good to find right away because that's your healing for this seed.
Yep, I do not know how many sirens he has. We will find that here shortly. Some of these early ones are going to be quick. We do have an Artemis bow with some arty arrows if he chooses to go that route, or he's just going to hopefully rely on some darts or some hits or something.
See, that interesting question brought up in chat. Do you try to look for an Asura in a shop somewhere?
I think so. I think if you're doing this grind right now, you don't want to rely on Tella to try and get you through this, or even Cure 3 Sid. I think you go and have that ace in the hole. It's not going to take you very long to check some of the shops you haven't already checked.
Yeah, on the flip side, though, I'm a little concerned with, relying on Rydia's HP to be healer, because that means you're going to have to get a lot of levels on her, and probably nerf every big bang, which is going to be a little difficult to do when he's going to be going as fast as he is. So I don't know. I might be tempted to just forgo Asura entirely and just rely on Cure 3s.
Oh, now Edge one-shots after Soleras does all the work to make sure that, he's got somebody queued up ready to take the egg out.
And Rydia acquired for Nightdew. We'll see what Nightdew does going forward here.
Rybon, that's an interesting question. I don't know if you've seen that in chat. Maybe Crystal Sword Altar be 4K value in case it's an adamant.
Ooh, that is that's actually a really smart call. There's just a lot of incentive to just do Bahamut early because it's right there. But yeah, you're absolutely right. I think, especially since you have the pass, I think that might actually be the right play to make routing wise.
Yeah, we will see what our runners do. Now the other gamble, though, well, no, it doesn't matter. You do have the pass, like you said. I think you absolutely do that, because if we didn't have the pass, then I think you K value into Crystal Sword, so you could just swag walk it all the way down.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, as it is, yeah, I think checking there, if it's adamant, that's fantastic. One less boss to do, one great weapon for Edge. But yeah, Nightdew going to crack some eggs here as well. before making any of those checks. So while we have our grind going on, another big shout out to behind the scenes Enja Dave and Yubari, handling things on the tracking and restreaming respectively. Thanks to both of you for your hard work, and to everybody who has been volunteering for the restream teams, getting all of these matches broadcast for you. Just a big thanks to everybody who's been donating their time.
And also make sure you're giving our runners a follow. They've been putting on an excellent match for us. A very close race here today. This is going to come down to grind efficiency and how our runners handle these bosses. Now, granted, if we're taking these black mages to nuke, the bosses are going to get fried extra crispy, but really going to come down to how efficient this grind is. So, Zemuti.
Yes.
While we're here in this grind. Scrambled, fried, poached, Benedict.
Oh gosh. Let's go with Benedict's because I love betrayal.
So you just want, all cane seeds?
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Oh, omelet, that's also a good option. Do you think dragon eggs taste good?
I mean, I'm sure they did if they were out there.
What about like those cloned dinosaur eggs in Jurassic Park? Do you think those taste good?
I mean, somebody was eating them. Like some other dinosaur was probably out there eating some of the ones that were in the wild.
Yeah. Like how you know that I'm trying to remember. There's a French phrase for it where like you're when you're in charge, when you're doing something precarious, there's always that urge to just do the awful thing. Like, do you think any of the scientists at Jurassic Park handling the dinosaur egg like had those urge to just like, I could just like crack this over a pan?
I'm sure somebody did. Somebody had to have. Somebody
in the documentary Jurassic Park, based on the events that actually happened. You're right. Yeah, somebody had to have actually had that thought.
I'm willing someone took it a step further and made French toast out of it too.
Ooh. Now that is a dino-rific breakfast right there. Yeah, for science, exactly, Ascorian. We got to find out. It's all about science.
100% for the science, not just to satisfy minor curiosity.
Exactly. And I think that is all she wrote for Sirens on Soleras, so we're going to get equipped and head to the moon here.
So we've been talking about the gear advantage this entire time. Soleras only has 1 Stardust. Nightdew has 2.
Yeah, I'm not sure that Rydia is going to be getting to a high enough level to contribute much, even with the Stardust. But I don't know. Nightdew might intend to go higher than expected on Rydia.
I mean, she's getting pretty close right now. I think that was 46, 43. So fast.
Still putting those arty arrows to work there. You love to see it.
Yeah, and that is the thing with the grind difference here. Nightdew is getting more and more one-shots that, off the start than Soleras did.
Yeah, it was one of the less exciting pickups inside of Castle Eblan. We really didn't mention it too much, but now it's turning into making Nightdew's grind slightly more efficient here. So yeah, any port in a storm.
Yeah, she just got weak. We do still have 2 bosses with 10 key items.
Yeah, so still a potential. Not a lot of experience from the Cave Bahamut check, but a good bit more from the Crystal Sword check. So there's a possibility. But we do have Nuke on Palom, and that's definitely going to make him viable in the end game.
But we are getting our first look at the boss here. Oh!
Ha ha ha! And now that Crystal Sword altar is looking a lot nicer.
The magic here, not terrible though.
Yeah, not bad magic here. This is a very punchy spot, but magic's very manageable.
getting the Venom off in time.
And Nightdew is going to follow in Soleras' footsteps here and do Cave Bahamut first.
Not a bad play. Look, wanting to just get these knocked out, get him going. Knows he could just exit out from the Crystal Sword. But Nightdew does need to pick up some time to catch up. Soleras does have a couple of minute, I think, head start.
Yeah, they've been kind of neck and neck this whole time, but a little bit more efficient on his checks. Soleras is, I believe they've pretty much made all of the same checks, gone to all the same places here. So it's just been small efficiencies here that's kind of given Soleras the lead. Oh, we're doing some behemoth fights here on Nightdew. He might be intending to do some reflect strats.
Yeah, wants to get Rydia to nuke. She is just shy. She's around 48, so needs to get a little bit more to get to that nuke.
Yeah, these behemoth fights have become a favorite grind spot of mine when I just need a little bit extra experience there at the end. It's turn encounters on, take these guaranteed behemoth fights. Very, very manageable if you have a strong melee fighter that you can just berserk. He'll punch in retaliation, but you can heal that up. If you're feeling especially bad, you can blink up like Nightdew is here, but very manageable way to get a lot of experience very quickly.
And as we're seeing the low magic power at the spot, that was a Fire 2 on Sid here on the moon that did 130 damage.
Quad 9s from the nuke.
Not quite quad 9s for the second.
I believe Soleras only has the one Stardust Rod, if memory serves, so that's probably the discrepancy there.
And loading Tella up for lots of healing. But Soleras is through. Golbez is down. He will not laugh anymore in this seed. At least for Soleras, he will laugh for Nightdew.
I don't hate to see that golden apple either. If we're taking Rydia to the end game, that's a really good item for her, actually.
And honestly, I'd be throwing that on Tella just to try and get him closer to 1200 HP in case he has to eat a full nerf Big Bang.
Yeah, very good point. And Soleras agrees. Tella's grabbing that for getting closer to the 1200 benchmark. Very good point.
I think this is going to become reflected nukes with some darts, and it's going to require some concentrating on how much damage is going out.
Karma, can you explain to me why Nightdew has shrunken all of his party members?
Well, Schmapey, Final Fantasy IV is a well-programmed, crafted game that is not held together by spit and duct tape. It has a priority system for status ailments. And it just so happens that being minied means that the hold will not affect his party.
Yeah, that is right. So he can very quickly recover from the Shadow Dragon here. And that also means he is going to be good to go for the rest of this fight because Golbez is not going to hurt very much with this magic, as we saw already.
Yep, and we are already seeing nukes come out because being mini means you can cast your full contingent of spells. So going to be getting party members up, going to be getting a Star Veil up, and just going to be teeing off here on Golbez here in a short minute. Soleras, though, is heading right for the Crystal Sword Altar. Do not check any loot. Do not look at anything else. It is beelining right for that hidden passageway.
Yeah, indeed. Nothing left for him but to finish the seed. No distractions. We're going to get a look and see what boss is waiting for us here.
It'll be interesting to see the agility situation for this edge and how Soleras wants to tackle it. I believe he does still have a curse ring, so we did find 2 in the seed.
That's right. Nightdew did sell his. I don't know if he picked up the second one that was in the. I think it was in the Feymarch.
He did, because he had
did,
it
okay.
during the grind, I believe.
Okay, good. So yeah, both have an option to that. Ooh, swag save there from Soleras, saving off the save point.
I like it. There's still a number of root bosses that can be here. That is not one of them.
No, not very rude at all. Only rude insofar as the amount of time the cutscenes take, but should be through this fight in relatively short order.
Also, it's good to note too that the XP that Nightdew took would have been less at this spot if he had not done the behemoths. Escorian, Wyvern was in the waterfall today.
And phase 1 down for Soleras, moving into phase 2.
Does Sid have a hammer somewhere? Let him hit things.
Well, if he doesn't, Edge certainly has that Thunderclaw. Boy, I sure hope the good doctor isn't actually a spooky skeleton.
Me too. That would just blow my socks off.
Yeah, I really don't want to see that today. Oh no! Oh god, it's my worst fear come to life.
If only someone could have warned me that this was going to happen.
Yeah, sorry everybody. We don't like to do jump scares here at Free Enterprise. But we've taken care of him. Dr. Luca is down, has been punished for his sins. And that is go mode for Soleras. All that is left is Zeromus.
Just a Baron Key. We are not going to be checking that blue robe.
Yeah, that is a whole lot of not interested here.
Didn't get the double for Adamant at the Crystal Sword, so people who were not wanting to do the harp check, unfortunately, that was the right play today.
And we've decided that people that don't want the harp check are haters.
Hater faders.
The hater faders. So no Sasuke's Blades today for Super Forge fans.
It was only going to get scrap anyway. Like, I don't think I have gotten any of Edge's good katana from the Super Smith. It is 100% been scrap.
So with the pass in hand, Soleras is headed over to Troya. Going to turn that in for the back doorway to Zeromus.
But why are we getting Z flags in the chat, Schminky?
We're going to do the bit where we pretend we don't know what it means.
I'm going to follow along with whatever bit you feel like. Do we have a wheel or a dice or somewhere that we could decide?
Well, speaking of wheels or dice, that's basically how the Zeromus sprite is decided. Good segue. I like it.
Yeah.
This is why you're a great commentator, Karma. But yeah, we don't want to randomize Zeromus because he's a perfect end boss. Why would we move him? That's just rude. He likes it where he is. We do change what he looks like. He is a master of cosplay. He has hundreds upon hundreds of costumes he likes to put on for this final fight. So your villain is always somebody new and interesting. Karma, take it away.
Tookus is going to get the bookus.
Whose rear is going to get smeared?
How cutie is that booty?
Whose posterior will be made inferior?
Whose butt are we going to kick tonight? You got a reaction out of chat for smearing the rear.
Yeah, I that was one where as soon as I said it, I immediately regretted it. I am gonna be turning in my my admin privilege as soon as I get off the mic here. It's been a good run, folks.
But yeah, we've got a crystal coming out. I believe Sid has a Star Veil queued up.
It's adorable.
That's a cute butt right there.
Chad, help me out. What is this?
I am not sure what this is.
Definitely passes the cuteness check. Doesn't look like chat is any more enlightened than we are. Oh, Nandodo has seen this game before.
And Swimmy
The closest we've
Leone,
gotten.
Swimmy Leone did say Nubo. Scala Kitty, save us!
Yes, thank you, Scala. It's Nubu. Of course, Nubu. How could we not know Nubu?
I'm
Hang on, I'm Googling.
A cute adventure game on the Game Boy.
Ah, okay. Urban Dictionary means... Oh, it means baby in Simlish. Oh, that's cute. Okay. That's a wholesome Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, that's
all right.
weird.
So you're getting some good old-fashioned hybrid strats here. Oh, is it hybrid or is he going full reflect here, actually?
I think he's probably got some darts in him. So, like I said, probably going to be doing some counting. Going to be... Oh, nope, is swinging.
An interesting Nightdew is going to be walking through the Lunar Core here instead of going back and using the pass.
Scala, you don't have to fire him. He said he was going to willingly resign.
I mean, if you want to fire me, if you want the privilege of it, go ahead. You've earned it at this point for putting up with me as long as you have.
But yeah, Nightdew heading to the bottom. Gonna try, and I don't think this helps him make up some of the time that he might be behind. So I do think this is gonna take a wipe from Soleras for Nightdew to get caught up.
Yeah, this is now Zeromus, especially when you're relying on reflect strats with fragile mages like this, things can go wrong in an instant. So by no means is Nightdew out of this, but yeah, you're absolutely right. This is going to take a wipe for him to get back into this race.
Yeah, and this could just be one weird big bang roll, one mistimed nerf or something, if we even get to that. But you know, with some of the damage coming out, Soleras is probably doing some math.
Oh, all right, boss, you've got it. I'll have him ready to go.
Also,
I have to write butt jokes on the chalkboard all until it's full.
Also, when you finish that, can you flip them my way, because I'm really running out of them.
Butt jokes are the gift that keeps on giving. So yeah, Rydia already down here. So yeah, it looks like we might be transitioning into hybrid strats here.
Yeah, needs to get the party back up. Needs to get them up to a point where this can be stabilized. Is Sid berserked?
Yes, he is, I believe. Been doing some really respectable damage too. This is a little dicey here because Palom is not up yet. And yeah, looks like not interested in getting Palom back up. Just going to go ahead and nuke him off. Might throw a Cure 3 at Palom, but I'm not sure if it's going to get off in time. In fact, yeah, might just be saving it for post-Big Bang here. Oh, Tele gets it. So yeah, that's goodbye Palom.
Unless this is nerfed.
The good news is this is definitely
not...
Yeah, it was not nerfed, but this is definitely able to be stabilized. So the black hole is going to be coming out next. So that's going to remove the Berserk and let him sort of get things back together.
Yeah, but this is also going to give Nightdew a chance to catch up. If he leans into... Oh, nope, he could be... Is he doing the same thing and just leaning into the hybrid? This is so close.
Yeah, this... gosh. I really don't want to say anybody really has an advantage at this point. You know, Soleras got in here earlier, but things are really spiraling out of control for him. Just Edge is left. He's got to play major defense now to get this party back up.
Yeah, meanwhile, Nightdew has the reflex going, is through his first big bang here happening in a moment.
This should be the nerfed ones. This should be very manageable.
Gonna go and get Tella up, maybe hoping for Life 2 cast.
There's those elixirs that Nightdew bought a while ago.
Yep. Here comes the X-Cal Dart. Oh, it looks like Soleras might be going for it, throwing the Berserk. Oh, he's in rocks.
Oh my gosh, he's so close.
Oh, he didn't get the Berserk. Oh, what has he got? The Dart left?
This is going to be so close. He's got a light sword. He's just going to be darting through to the end here. He's 2 rocks away.
Oh, this is so close.
Here comes the Medio.
He dodged one.
He dodged it. He might be in the clear. There's the Cure 3 for safety.
Can Nightdew do enough damage to make up this gap?
Yeah, this is going to be so close here. He's
there it is.
About 4. Okay, he is down. Soleras does it. Takes game 1. Snatches it away from an incredibly precarious position at the end, and secures victory in the first match of this 3-game set. Whew, what a finish there. Let's see if we can get in and see if his heart rate is calmed down in the 15-minute delay.
And we are joined by Soleras. Soleras, GG.
Hello, thank you.
I know it's been, we just mentioned there was a delay since we saw it. How was your heart doing?
I'm pretty sure my exact words to myself were once I put my dot down and I was like, I won? Wait. Oh God. And that's when my heart, like my hands and my heart was shaking. Because as I'm in this scuff sea fight, I'm like, 1, I'm going to wipe. 2, this is really slow. Wow. Well, hashtag throwing for content, except not.
Everyone was very happy by the amount of drain spears you purchased. That was always great to see.
That was a lot of fun. They all went. They were towards the Demus donation fund.
Yeah, it's strategies you don't often see outside of like Supermarket Suite is buying that drain spears, but getting to see it in an actual tournament match, chef's kiss.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, with all the light swords we had, definitely easy to fund that many drain spears.
Yeah, I was thinking about those as darts, and I was like, wait a minute, they sell for 33k each. That's like 3 drain spears a pop. Yeah, goodbye.
I love that we're thinking about selling items in terms of how many drain spears they fund.
I mean, yeah, basically.
Drain spears better than cryptocurrency.
Also, I see that finish on screen. GG's to Nightdew.
Yeah, big GGs. Went into the fight just behind you. You guys were really neck and neck this entire race. It was kind of a linear, progression there. There wasn't a lot of room for divergence. Are those the kind of seeds you like to see, or do you kind of prefer seeds where you get to be a little bit more creative and come up with routes?
Yeah, it ended up being super linear. I think the farther I get in this tournament, the less I want linear seeds, though it's hard to say, because I guess the more even I feel the matchup is, then maybe the more wiggle room I want, where routing could matter more. And this one, it felt like, like I went Zot and like, that had nothing. I was like, oh, if my opponent didn't do Zot and went to Dwarf Castle, this is really bad for me. And then we just had no characters anywhere. I was like, okay, well, Nightdew is going to do everything to that. and still be left with no characters, unless he did Luca immediately and got the Rydia, which I don't know, but so yeah, I mean, I don't mind it, certainly. I think it plays to my strengths personally, but the harder the opponent, the kind of more difficult a linear seed sort of is.
Mm-hmm.
At least in like being in control of your own destiny.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, one of the main differences between the two of you was how much more looting Nightdew did compared to you. the Mad Ogre chest was a crystal sword, so that we feel like that might have played into some of Nightdew's decisions to really favor those character checks. He did dwarf before doing pan, before doing harp, and all that. So
yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I even thought about going dwarf immediately, but I was like, nah, I'll do the other things first. Then I'll come back for this character, or not, apparently.
yeah, C just wanted you to 4-man it the entire way.
Yeah, and then an Excal showed up, and I was like, oh, neat. We're not going to get Cecil, are we? No.
Not with that many light swords and Excal, a crystal sword. No way there was a paladin in the seed.
Right?
Well, you have struck first here, taken game one. You'll have the advantage going into the next round. How are you feeling confidence-wise? Is taking the first win going to have any effect on how you approach the second game? What's kind of your thought process there?
I mean, it helps a lot, of course, going into the second game up, but I'm not going to change anything. I mean, just play my game, and if it works out, great. If it doesn't, oh well. But I get 2 chances at it, so I would just rather play my own game, personally. Sometimes I might divert a little bit depending on my opponent on small things, but we'll see.
When is game 2 for you guys?
Game 2 is on Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern, and if it goes to Game 3, we're on Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern.
Ooh, 8 p.m. Friday. That is prime time, and that is definitely what I want to hear for this matchup. This has been an absolute blast. I'm really looking forward to this one. So
yeah, look forward to it. I had a lot of fun racing it.
Excellent. Well, thanks so much, Soleras, for coming in and talking to us. GG on your victory here. Best of luck going into the rest of the match. Was an absolute pleasure getting to watch your race.
Thanks so much. Thank you, Bad Karma, for comms. Thank you, Enja Dave, for the tracking, and Yobari for restreaming. It is always appreciated. And, yep. That's it for me. Thanks so much. Bye.
Anytime. Take care.
Take care. And on that switch off, we are joined by Nightdew. Nightdew, GG's.
GG, thank you very much.
Yeah, down to the wire. This one, you were both neck and neck this entire race. High fives all over the place. How did you feel about sort of the overall layout of that seed and sort of the routing that you took?
I mean, you never feel great when you last location what you need for go mode, and kind of in the post-race breakdown, that's kind of what I figure we both ended up doing. I mean, I kind of think I was wanted. I mean, the allure of that crystal sword. Just sitting in that Mad Ogre's chest, which I took because I'm like, okay, at the beginning of the seed, I'm like, I'm just gonna go peek Baron in. There's Asura. I don't want any part of that just yet until I go find some mutant eyes. Found those, and I'm like, wait, these kill like most of the box monsters here, so let's just kind of run through, hit Eblan Castle, hit the stuff on the way. That should carry us for most of the seed, and it did. Just just no paladin to be found.
Yeah, very unfortunate, and we were wondering if that kind of drove some of your checks to do the dwarf, do Zot and all that to try and get that Cecil.
It was definitely a part of it. I mean, part of it was also that we had duplicates everywhere. I mean, when you still have 4 characters, and you've cleared out most of the underworld, I mean, I was kind of happy with that. It was like, okay, let's turn in pan, run over, grab the Feymarch freebie. We know the bosses that we need are out, so we don't even have to check those. Get out, Dwarf Castle's on the way, then hike up and do everything.
Well, you both ran really similar routing. Really, the divergence was the amount of looting, which you found a number of good items early on and throughout the seed that helped make up, for some of the lack of looting that Soleras did. Did you feel comfortable with the looting that you did? Did you feel too much, too little?
I kind of feel like the only part where I felt like super greedy was actually going through the treasury, and even the double Artie in there just kind of made me feel a little bit better. I mean, that's agility manipulation to keep Sid up, and unfortunately this seed with Edge, Palom, Sid, and Tella was the ninjas going places, try to keep up, and all of them really kind of had a hard time doing so. I mean, nothing more. I mean, you saw it mostly, especially on the Dark Elf fight, where it was just Dark Elf and Edge were so speedy that nobody else really got to do anything.
Yeah, that agility out of 10 treasury was a huge boon to, like, especially for Golbez and K value. that really benefited from that as well. That evil wall at the top of tower definitely benefited from having all that stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I do always, and I am always a little heavier on the loot than everybody. There were a couple places I really wanted to check out. I mean, really, Eblan Castle, and I really kind of regret not trying to keep Hallam up because he ended up a level short of Quake for that Demus, which took forever, by the way. But yeah, that's really about the only thing I really didn't like there. I mean, it's just given a team like that, sometimes equipment does make the difference. So just that little bit of extra, peeking here and there, can sometimes make you or break you there.
Yeah, in terms of that Demus, really the biggest difference between you really handled that fight really well. The one difference between you and Soleras was Soleras went and purchased a ton of drain spears to be throwing all over the place, and selling all the lightsabers for him too. So that did speed up his Demus fight quite a bit. But your Palom was way more powerful as well because you had that Stardust Rod and he had Quake, or at least Quake or Virus, to really speed things up too. So it ended up being a wash, but that did seem like Soleras progressed through that a little bit faster because of the darts.
Yeah, and again, given any kind of time, I mean, yeah, I heard about the drain spears, and it's man, wish I would have thought of that kind of thing. But I mean, we're to the round of 16. You're gonna have players that are, I mean, you're gonna run into that. Soleras is obviously extremely good, and yeah, I mean, we just ran a great race. We said at the beginning, give him a show, and I hope we did so.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, this is exactly the kind of race that we want to see this deep in the tournament. So you did a fantastic job. Still got at least one more race to go. Hopefully two. I'd love to see this go the distance. And that's going to be 8 p.m. This Friday. Correct?
Yes, correct.
Excellent. Well, definitely looking forward to it. Thanks so much, Nightdew, for coming in. Any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, other than hope everybody comes out at 8 p.m. on a Friday, and a big thank you to everybody who makes Free Enterprise go.
Thank you for putting on a great show as well.
Thank you.
Take care, Nightdew. And wow, yeah, we talked about how we were looking forward to a fantastic match at the beginning of this, and that was exactly what we got, Karma.
Absolutely. We had a couple of times where the runners, everything just synced up. We had the dueling Demus fight, where they synced up there, and we had dueling grinds as well. So really great running on both parts. Soleras just had a slight advantage and took advantage of it. That was redundant.
Most certainly, but we're not done here tonight. If you want competition, boy, do we have a match lined up for you over on Random Mania, where we're going to be sending you off to. We've got match 2 of Morpheus versus Woo Bear, perhaps one of the more hyped matchups of this tournament. That's going to be going off any minute now. They are a little bit delayed because of technical problems, but within the next 10 minutes or so, that race is going to get kicked off. So we're going to send you over there. But for the rest of the team here tonight, NG Dave doing the tracking, Neobari doing the restreaming, and of course, Bad Karma here in the booth with me on comms. My name is Smeepty, and thank you so much for watching us tonight.
You all have a great night, and we'll see you over at Random Mania.